Did you know that holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation? Was good, fam. Today we made it to lesson 72 of A Course in Miracles. We're going to dive straight in. This is a lesson that is very powerful, like the last ones that we've been doing for the past few days. They're all building off one another. So if you got the book, you already know what to do. If you don't got the book yet, the PDF is in the description. Let's dive straight into this. We got no time to waste today. We are going straight into truth. Lesson 72 of A Course in Miracles. Holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. While we have recognized that the ego's plan for salvation is the opposite of God's, we have not yet emphasized that it is an active attack on his plan and a deliberate attempt to destroy it. In the attack, God is assigned the attributes which are actually associated with the ego, while the ego appears to take on the attributes of God. Now, keep in mind, we're unaware, again, that this is all happening when it's happening, whenever we are holding grievances, when we are angry or frustrated at somebody, or when we're looking for happiness or joy or love outside of ourselves. This is what's going on here, and we're not aware of it. But listen to these words very closely and carefully, and really try to absorb them so that when next time you are in that state of mind, asleep, you can think of how insane it really is when we're there. The ego's fundamental wish is to replace God. In fact, the ego is the physical embodiment of that wish, for it is that wish that seems to surround the mind with a body, keeping it separate and alone, and unable to reach other minds except through the body that was made to imprison it. The limit on communication cannot be the best means to expand communication, yet the ego would have you believe that it is. Although the attempt to keep the limitations that a body would impose is obvious here, it is perhaps not so apparent why holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. But let us consider the kinds of things you are apt to hold grievances for. Are they not always associated with something a body does? A person always says something you do not like. He does something that displeases you. He betrays his hostile thoughts in his behavior. You are not dealing here with what that person is. On the contrary, you are exclusively concerned with what he does in a body. You are doing more than failing to help in freeing him from the body's limitations. You are actively trying to hold him to it by confusing it with him and judging them as one. Herein is God attacked. For if his Son is only a body, so must God be as well. A creator wholly unlike his creation is inconceivable. Wow. There was a lot just said right there, and I really hope that you absorbed it. We may have to go back and read that again because that was a lot of information. But basically, it is just proving the fact that we always discuss here together, that we are not these bodies. Me and you are much more than these bodies' eyes could see. So although you may see me in this body and this beanie and this chain, it is not who I am. This is all dust and temporary and will be diminished soon. But me, the energy that animates this body, is who I really am. The love and light that animates your body is who you really are. And the love and light that animates that person over there that you hold a grievance, that's who they are, love and light. But we think when we're identified with the ego, aka when we're asleep, we think that they are the body. We think that that is who they are. We think that that is all that that individual is, but we're not really seeing the fullness of them. We don't have vision in that moment. We don't understand that the love and light that they are is what is animating that body, but that body is meaningless. It does not mean anything. It is just a learning device for them, because they are here just like me and you, undoing all the fear that they have made, so that way they can return back to the state of mind that we are currently at now, in this woke, love, enlightened state of mind, with no fears and no worries and no doubts to be projected on the world. They are here for the same reason me and you are, and we are not learning whenever we are attacking them or displeased with what their body does, because again, that is not who they are. They are operating in a learning device like me and you, and we all forgot that we were doing so. And it also states right here, you are actively trying to hold him, your enemy, to the body by confusing it with him and judging him and the body as one. Herein, God is attacked, and we do attack God whenever we see them only as a body, and God cannot be attacked. But again, we don't use these words, but you can think of that as attacking God by looking at God's creation as a body. This body is not what God created. Me and you created this body to experience our wish that we had while identifying with the ego, our wish to see what it would be like apart from God, to see what it would feel like to be separate and apart from all that is, which we are one with and a part of. But we got our wish. We are here right now, and we are experiencing that tiny little curious idea that we had, and we are here in these bodies undoing that fear so we could return back to that state of mind that is one with and a part of all that is. And keep in mind, herein is God attacked. For if his Son is only a body, so must God be as well. A creator wholly unlike his creation is inconceivable. This is the answer to why people believe that God is judgmental. It's not because God is judgmental, but it's because they are, and they can't conceive of their creator being wholly unlike themselves. So people project a lot of fear on God, if you want to use that word. We could use pure positive source energy. We could use source. Some people use the universe. Some people don't even understand and comprehend the level that me and you understand this truth on. But because we can't conceive of our source wholly unlike ourselves, we think that God is like us. Now, because me and you are in our right mind, we know who and what God is, which is love and light and truth, and much more amazing attributes that are only stemming from love. Now, people in this world, however, who believe that fear is real, see a fearful God. They fear God, and it's not because God is fearful, but their perception of God is because they cannot conceive of their source and their creator being unlike them. And it makes sense, right? But you just have to understand that our perception of everyone and everything is more important than what it actually is. Meaning, you may see a bad situation and I'm looking at the same situation, but I see it as good because I'm in this state of mind. So it's not really what we see, but it's more of how we see it is the importance here. Now let's continue. If God is a body, what must his plan for salvation be? What could it be but death? In trying to present himself as the author of life and not of death, he is a liar and a deceiver, full of false premises and offering illusions in place of truth. The body's apparent reality makes this view of God quite convincing. In fact, if the body were real, it would be difficult indeed to escape this conclusion. And every grievance that you hold insists that the body is real. It overlooks entirely what your brother is. It reinforces your belief that he is a body and condemns him for it. And it asserts that his salvation must be death, projecting his attack onto God and holding him responsible for it. Powerful stuff right here. And I do want to mention again for the 100th time, this is what's going on here in our minds when we are in our illusions. And again, although we don't use these words, although we're not saying condemn, and we're not even aware of what we're talking about right now, when we are asleep, this is what's happening, and we are being made aware of it. So whenever we are in that state of mind judging somebody else, or we are in that state of mind condemning somebody and holding grievances to them because of what their body did, which is not who they are, we are being told this information in a way that shows us how insane we are in that moment. And insane is a perfect word to use because we are seeing something that is not there. We are literally hallucinating in a moment when we think that that person we hold a grievance on is a body. This body, again, is not who we are, and we can be glad because we, again, made this body, which is an idea of who we think we are. We forgot that me and you are one with and a part of all that is. Me and you wanted to see what it would be like to be separate from our Creator, and we miscreated. And that is why me and you are here right now with these eyes and this body and these hands and in this world. And that's not a bad thing. Me and you are here now reawoken and in remembrance of this information. And now that we know this and we are becoming to the state of mind where this enlightenment is on autopilot, we could kick back and we could enjoy these bodies. We could enjoy this experience. We could enjoy the materials of this world because we understand that they don't mean anything, and we're not afraid to lose them because we're not attached to nothing, because we know who we are. Me and you can enjoy this life, and that is exactly what we are going to do because we are here to experience. And if we're not experiencing to the fullest, we are asleep. Why would somebody want to go to a party and be there and not have fun and just be mad in the corner, feeling separate and apart from everyone else? Would you do that? Would you go to a party or a gathering just to go be mad and angry, holding grievances in the corner, separate, seemingly apart from everyone else? Or would you want to go be a part of the fun? That is kind of what's going on here in life. Me and you in this state of mind are the fun. Me and you are a part of the fun right now. Now we could go experience this life to the fullest. It'll be so much fun and joy and love and enlightening because we understand that we're not attached to any of these things. It is the world of illusion. It is like a video game. Me and you are these avatars, these characters in the video game, and we're playing, having fun for the time being, and then whenever we re-emerge back into who we really are, we will no longer be in this body, but we will still be. We will still exist. This body is not the end of us. This is just a temporary little party that we're going to, for so to speak. But whenever we're asleep, we're not allowing ourselves to experience the fullness that this world has to offer, and this world is just a reflection of us. Therefore, we're not allowing ourselves to experience the fullness that we are offering ourselves, meaning we are, in times of being asleep, that person over there in the corner, angry, mad, watching everyone have fun, identifying with the ego, and that is really needless. So let's go ahead and learn this, or should we say unlearn all the junk that's causing us from not being able to perceive this state of mind 24/7 forevermore. That's our goal. Me and you here are going to make an oath, and that is going to be to complete these lessons in their entirety. Me and you are going to get to lesson 365 together, and by the time we get to that lesson and we conclude the workbook for students of A Course in Miracles and we finish all the lessons, I can guarantee that we would have practiced this so much that it will be our normal state of mind, and we will no longer have to practice again if we didn't want to. Although I'm pretty sure you're going to want to come back to this multiple times because the more the merrier. But I just want to say that right now in this moment we are making that pact to complete these lessons. We are going to be reawakened to this information. And have you noticed that we've been saying the same stuff every day? Like, if you really paid attention, we're on lesson 72. 72 days of saying the same stuff over and over and over. Now, although new ideas are being presented to us, it's the same message, and that's a good thing, because the repetition of this information 72 days straight now has very much improved the quality of my life, has very much put me in this state of mind more often than not, and I'm very positive that it has done the same thing to you. So let's go ahead and continue doing what we're doing, and I promise you that the results that we experience will just be so ineffable. We can't even express it with words, but we will meet each other on the other side. And it asserts that his salvation must be death, projecting his attack onto God and holding him responsible for it. To this carefully prepared arena, where angry animals seek for prey and mercy cannot enter, the ego comes to save you. Comes to save you. God made you a body. Very well, let us accept this and be glad. And keep in mind, this is the ego's dialogue, by the way. Let's begin again and understand this is the ego talking. To this carefully prepared arena where the angry animals seek for prey and the mercy cannot enter, the ego comes to save you. God made you a body. Very well, let us accept this and be glad. As a body, do not let yourself be deprived of what the body offers. Take the little you can get. God gave you nothing. The body is your only savior. It is the death of God and your salvation, the ego says. This is the universal belief of the world you see. Some hate the body and try to hurt and eliminate it. Others love the body and try to glorify and exalt it. But while the body stands at the center of your concept of yourself, you are attacking God's plan for salvation and holding your grievances against him and his creation, that you may not hear the voice of truth and welcome it as a friend. Your chosen Savior takes his place instead. It is your friend. He is your enemy. Now, before we continue, the way that it stated how some individuals hate their body and some individuals glorify it is powerful, because this is nothing. This body is not who I am. This is just a temporary little avatar that I'm using to play this game with. And that is not conceptual. That is what is really happening here. And depending on someone's understanding of this knowledge that we're discussing now, they're either going to see that as far-fetched or see that as an eye-opener. Like, whoa, that's powerful stuff right there. Now, we've done both of these before, and let's understand that that's exactly what we're doing. Whenever we look in the mirror and we want to change anything about this body, and we feel insecure when we're looking at this body, we feel too fat or too skinny, too this or too that, or not enough this or not enough that, we are hating what we made. Remember, this is an idea of who we think we are. And again, this may sound very conceptual depending on where you are in relation to this information, but this is what you made. This is what I made. And I made this, but I knew that it would not be who I am. Now that I'm asleep, I think that this is who I am. But before I got in this body, I knew that it would just be a learning device that I would go into this experience with to undo all my fears, so that way I can return back to my knowingness of who I really am, which is one with and a part of my creator, one with and a part of my source, one with and a part of God, one with and a part of you, one with and a part of my enemy, one with and a part of all that is. And when you know that deep down, you have a very calm sense of peace within, because there is nothing that could disturb that, because you know who and what you are and the power that lies within you as you. Now, on the contrary, we look at this body and we try to glorify it because we think that it is not enough, because we think that this is who we are. We try to put it on a pedestal and get shiny things and put it on us, and we try to get these clothes and jewelry and cars and all these things, these bags, these shoes, whatever it may be. We get those things and make it appear like we are more, when really we don't feel good enough. Now, I'm gonna use me for example. I know I'm wearing a few chains right now, but the cool part about me wearing these is that I don't need them, and I could take them off right now and I could still feel as great as I do right now, because I understand what this is. I understand that this is nothing, and it's good for me to understand that, because now I need nothing, because as a child of God who is one with and a part of everything, needs nothing. Therefore, I chose to experience this. I am deliberately choosing everything I do, everything I speak, everything I think. I am the one in control who is choosing and deciding where things go next, because I am aware and awake. Now, that's not the case always, because like you, I fall asleep from time to time and I go back into the world of illusions, and that is when I think I'm this body. That is whenever those insecure thoughts come in, or those doubt thoughts or worry thoughts. But I have those little episodes much less frequently than I used to, and actually less than ever. Like, I can't even unlearn. Once you know what we know right now, you can't go back. And the fact that we've done this for so long, we can't go back. Therefore, I look at this body in the mirror and I'm chilling. Like, I love who I am, because I know that I am love and light. And I love this body that I made, not in an egotistical way, glorifying it, making it on a pedestal, but I'm happy with who I am. And you should be too, because you are very beautiful. You are love and light. And you knew that you would love the avatar that you have made for yourself. This idea of who you are, you knew you would love. Now, don't forget that, okay? Because whenever you forget that, you'll know, because you'll feel like you have the need to fix this thing up that you think is you, but it is not you. And when you know that, you're free, because now you know that you are not limited to where this body goes, because you understand that you are one with and a part of all that is. You could chill, go sit somewhere comfortable, close your eyes, and you could go wherever you want in your imagination, because you understand wherever your thoughts go, that's exactly where you are. You can envision a beautiful life for yourself and have it come to pass, because remember, all thought creates form on some level. So much so that we have been in fear our whole lives, and our world is a depiction and reflection of that fear that we have created. And you know what happens? Me and you, who are one with and a part of all that is, are unhappy with our current situation. And remember, our situation is one with and a part of us. Whenever you understand who you really are, which is as God created you, which means you are one with your creator, you understand that because everything originated from God, including yourself, that must mean that everything you see originated from you. Therefore, you holding a grievance on that person is you punching yourself in the face. That analogy that we discussed a few days ago, my right hand and my face appear separate, and let's just say that this skin right here, this meat, this nothingness, and this meat, this nothingness, and they're fighting, punching, thinking that something's happening, and I'm attacking myself. Even though they appear like two separate parts of the body, it is one body. Me and you are in one. Me and you are one. Me and you are in one body of God. Me and you are one within a part of each other. And I have to keep repeating that in a way to help you come to this revelation that I'm experiencing right now. But me holding a grievance against you is like me punching you and attacking you. But I have to understand that you are me. Me and you are originating from the same origin. And whatever I do unto you, I do unto myself. And whenever I let you free, I am really letting myself free, because now I love you, because I understand that you are me. This whole world is a reflection of you, and every single thing in this world is reflecting back to you different aspects of yourself, because you are one with and a part of all these things. This is something that we're going to continue to discuss for the next few 100 days to help us really become aware of that. But just know that although it sounds nice with words, this is what's really going on here. This is a state of mind and an experience that is happening right now that I am doing my best to convey with words that are at my immediate disposal right now to help you understand what's happening here in this world and remind you of what's really going on here. But we are one, and so are you and the person that you hold grievances against. And you attacking them with your thoughts, even if you never see them in person again, is like you punching yourself in the face, because you are holding yourself chained to an aspect of yourself, because you and that person over there originated from the same source, which is me and you. And this may be a lot to comprehend right now. This may be a lot of energy to be absorbing and a lot of knowledge. And depending on where you're at in relationship to this knowledge will be whether or not you understand this fully or just conceptually. But just know that I assure you, me and you are going in the right path. And this information that is being discussed here and now is very high, very truthful, very informational, very knowledgeable. This is something that people look for their entire lives and never find. And me and you are here right now in the presence and awareness of this information. So we should be glad. And we may need to come back to this video and this lesson again to really comprehend the fullness of it. But just know that the golden rule is such a fact. Treat others the way you would like to be treated. And I would like to expand that. Treat others the way you would like to be treated, because the way you treat others is the way you're really treating yourself. Because who do you think they are? A different person? That's your hand over there. And this is you, and they're punching themselves. That's the best analogy that I could think of at the moment. And I promise that I am going to expand my vocabulary to help convey this message in many different ways, to help anyone who doesn't understand it yet understand it. But I believe that you may have got a breakthrough just now. I really believe that, because I know I did. So let's go ahead and dive straight back and continue. But wow, one more time. This is the universal belief of the world you see. Some hate the body and try to hurt and humiliate it. Others love the body and try to glorify and exalt it. But while the body stands at the center of your concept of yourself, you are attacking God's plan for salvation and holding your grievances against Him and His creation, that you may not hear the voice of truth and welcome it as a friend. Your chosen Savior takes His place instead. It is your friend. He is your enemy. We will try today to stop these senseless attacks on salvation. We will try to welcome it instead. Your upside down perception has been ruinous. I don't know how to say that word. I apologize. I really do. You have seen yourself. One more time. Your upside down perception has been ruinous to your peace of mind. You have seen yourself in a body and the truth outside you. One more time. You have seen yourself in a body and the truth outside you, locked away from your awareness by the body's limitations. Now, we are going to try to see things differently. We're going to try to see this differently. The light of truth is in us, where it was placed by God. It is the body that is outside us, and it is not our concern. To be without a body is to be in our natural state. One more time. To be without a body is to be in our natural state, implying that right now being in this body is an unnatural state. To recognize the light of truth in us is to recognize ourselves as we are. To see yourself with a capital S, which is who you really are, to see who you really are as separate from the body is to end the attack on God's plan for salvation and to accept it instead. And wherever his plan is accepted, it is accomplished already. Our goal in the longer practice periods today is to become aware that God's plan for salvation has already been accomplished in us. To achieve this goal, we must replace attack with acceptance. As long as we attack it, we cannot understand what God's plan for us is. We are therefore attacking what we do not recognize. Wow, we are attacking what we do not recognize. Now, we are going to try to lay judgment aside and ask what God's plan is for us. What is salvation, Father? I do not know. One more time. What is salvation, Father? I do not know. Tell me that I may understand. Then we will wait in quiet for his answer. We have attacked God's plan for salvation without waiting to hear what it is. We have shouted our grievances so loudly that we have not listened to his voice. We have used our grievances to close our eyes and stop our ears. This is literally what's happening and we're not aware of it. Me and you are full of mindless chatter in our minds about all the wrongdoing that others have done to us and all the fear that we think is out there and all the limitations. Our mind is so chattery that we're not receptive to God's 24/7 constant communication to us because we've blocked it out. We've blocked it out. And whenever we do today's lesson today, and one more time, we ask our Father, what is salvation, Father? I do not know. Tell me that I may understand. Then wait in quiet for his answer. We will receive it because, first of all, we are willing to receive it. And we know that whenever we quiet our minds and we release all that chatter, we can be receptive to our Father's communication, to God's communication, to our source's communication, to who we really are communication, because that communication never left us. Me and you are in constant communication with God, and we can't hear it because we have crowded and flooded our mind and our eyes and our ears, blocking us from observing it, blocking us from hearing it. We are just in this tiny little body that we think we are, flowing with the wind, hoping something will save us. And me and you have been that all along. Now, we would see and hear and learn. What is salvation, Father? Ask, and you will be answered. Seek, and you will find. We are no longer asking the ego what salvation is and where to find it. We are asking it of truth. Be certain, then, that the answer will be true because of whom you ask. Our whole life we've been asking the ego, and the ego has told us to go look out there, and we have been looking out there. We've been looking for the relationships, for the friendships, for the material possessions, for whatever it is that is being advertised to us, making it appear that we're not good enough already, so we spend our money on those products to make us feel good enough, when really that is such a temporary fix, because the ego's doctrine is seek but do not find. That's who we've been asking for our help. That's who we've been asking for salvation. But today, we know where to go now. We go to God. We go to our Father. We go to our source. We go to where the only answer will ever be found. And we will reach the answer because we have asked and it has been given. Whenever you feel your confidence wane and your hope of success flicker and go out, repeat your question and your request, remembering that you are asking of the infinite creator of infinity, who created you like himself. What is salvation, Father? I do not know. Tell me that I may understand. Beautiful. We are asking the infinite creator of infinity, who created us like himself. And we will be answered. He will answer. Be determined to hear. 1 or perhaps 2 shorter practice periods in an hour will be enough for today, since they will be somewhat longer than usual. These exercises should begin with this. Holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. Let me accept it instead. What is salvation, Father? Then, Wait a minute or so in silence, preferably with your eyes closed, and listen for his answer. And we will receive it because it has been given. Now it's our time to receive the answer. It's already there. And I have a great analogy, by the way. We've used this analogy before. We're going to bring this back out. Okay? Let's go ahead and pull this old school technology out. Okay? How we use this? Now, this is what our mind sounds like. That's what our mind sounds like. It is full of chatter, full of grievances, full of guilt, full of judgment, full of jealousy. We're looking at all these bodies out there and we're judging them, projecting all of our insecurities on them, thinking that we're good and we're chilling and they're the problem. We have been doing this unknowingly our whole life. We have been projecting all our fear on them, thinking that they're a body, because we can't see them for who they really are, because we don't know who we really are. And this is what our mind sounds like doing so. $5,000 to stock their classroom. Teachers give their time, money, and
Chatter.
hearts to help students succeed.
But remember, that's what we're tuned into. Now, God has answered our questions already. All of them are answered. Everything that you want has been given. But because you're on 100.8 FM, you can't hear it. You can't hear the answer that's on the station where God abides, because that is not what you're receptive to, because your tuner is only receiving what it's tuned to. Now, we're going to go ahead and go to a clearer station, and we're going to use that clearer station as God's voice for this analogy.
I think it said Mark.
I think you're all the one for me. Here is where you want to be. I just want to satisfy
You see that? Peace, love. We are tuned in to God's station now. How beautiful is that? Me and you have this powerful tool that until now we have been untrained in using, and we're finally learning how to control this thing and direct where the thoughts go. We are finally learning how to tune this tuner of ours and be able to tune in to receive all of God's answers that have been given to us, where to go, what to do, what to say, and to whom. We are being guided 24/7, and there is nothing better than that, because now we are clear-minded. So we are going to conclude today's lesson right there. Today was a very powerful lesson, and we will meet here again tomorrow for lesson 73 of A Course in Miracles. I will catch you there.